What can you do if you live in a region like Scandinavia, where all around you there are sacred place names in the landscape, on places where your ancestors for thousands of years have held rituals and ceremonies? Even their law assemblies were held outdoors. Then the church came along and appropriated and monopolized everything holy. All sacred places were supposed to have disappeared. From then on, everything holy was supposed to be within church spaces, in monasteries, cathedrals, churches, and graveyards, and nothing sacred should exist outside of the church sphere. Well, our sacred places didn't die out. Our ancestors in Scandinavia didn't forget. They remembered and kept on with their traditions in a new blend. They danced and celebrated the solstice on top of sacred mountains and hills. They danced around the maypole in summer. They celebrated fertility in the spring, named Easter after the goddess Oystre in our ancient tradition. And in the Yule month, they celebrated how light wins over darkness. But in a new blend, as the Lucia celebration, where we still today parade young maidens with lights and beautiful songs. Just as in other cultures around the world, old traditions lived on in secret or under the radar, or even as a new blend of cultures and religions mixing together. Odin was important at Yule, with Jolnir being one of his names, and was in time blended into the Santa Claus tradition. So, does our secret landscape still exist? Yes, it does. It's right here, all around us, on our sacred burial mounds, sacred mountains, rivers, lakes, stones, and other holy places, many of which now have churches on top of them. Well, is it possible to reestablish and go back to the old ways? Not just pretend or reenact, but to actually feel, physically and mentally, through your soul, spirit, breath, and all your essence, to connect to the old ways, to the elves, spirits, guardians, your ancestors, to the Norse gods and to the myths. For us even today? I say yes, it is, because I've tried it, and boy, our ancestors, they have kept enough of our sacred past for us to come alive again and reconnect back to nature in a pantheistic way, where everything around us is holy. We can seek wisdom like the old gods did, and like the Viking warriors sought after. We can learn about the duality, virtues, and the way of the ancient warriors by using what remains, what has been saviored for us to use when we need it. And as times are changing, we'll definitely need some of that in the coming years. So that's what we're doing right now, here in Scandinavia and other places, one day at a time, every day, right now, connecting to our sacred traditions in our ancient sacred landscape. Because what has worked before will definitely work again. It's inside us and all around us for us to re-establish connection if we only try.